The media today is gleefully reporting Orrin Hatch's primary victory in hopes to further the narrative that the Tea Party is over. Hatch, who has been in office since 1977, handily beat outsider Dan Lillenquist, who was 2 when Orrin Hatch first took office. 2. The media is going to do everything they can to make you believe that this is very, very important. And it is. It's a big win for Orrin Hatch and the Republican establishment. But don't buy into the spin. What we learned here is in Utah, people with values and principles did not sit down. They stuck it out. They stood by their beliefs all the way to the end. Now, you may not know it, but I really firmly believe you've already won. Utah is just one lost battle in a much bigger war. And Americans are winning because they don't sit down. They're not sacrificing the means for an easy end. There were also victories yesterday, like the limited government candidate in Oklahoma's 1st congressional district, who beat the 5-time GOP incumbent for an upset win. There'll be more and more battles. Even if you get the House and the Senate and the White House, there's going to be battles. But the biggest battle has already been won for the heart and the mind. Reasonable and responsible Americans have recognized the problem. And in the Republican Party, they're doing something about it. A major house cleaning is underway. Not going to get all of them out, but you're getting a lot of them. Here's what I want you to remember tonight. This election is all about you. And don't let anybody else change your mind. It is about you. All of the people who voted for change in 2008 should be celebrating what's happening right now. They should be standing with the Tea Party, because it is the Tea Party members that are making the real change this election. Now, you may not agree politically, but those who voted for change cannot ignore the efforts to dismantle the political establishment that has enslaved all Americans in wars we don't understand, spending we can't sustain, corruption the elites won't even admit. We have this in common as Americans, Democrat and Republican. The fight is far from over. In fact, it's just warming up. The next big race for the Republicans is in Texas. Outsider Ted Cruz is taking on the GOP insider candidate David Dewhurst. The power players now are throwing their support behind the establishment candidate. But I'm telling you, I don't think the Republican established candidate is going to win. But all the power players say he will. When Governor Rick Perry gave a speech recently and voiced his support for Dewhurst, the crowd of Republicans actually booed this idea from Rick Perry.
We need more strong conservatives in Texas, and we need more conservative Texans in Washington, D.C., including my friend David Dewhurst. Texas works. Our job growth cruises.
Listen to that. I mean, he just kind of barreled on, but they did not like it. That's the Republican establishment in Texas. In other words, let me make it very clear what you're witnessing. 5 years ago, the Republicans knew something wasn't right. We've done our homework, rung the bell, woken people up. And even though they weren't in power, they're not responsible for a lot of the stuff that is currently happening. We know they played a big role. And those inside the political machinery, those who are power players, the ones that were in that audience, aren't buying it anymore. They want real change with real people. People in Washington will take solace today in the fact that Orrin Hatch has won, but they should not. This movement is getting stronger. And don't you dare concentrate on any of the losses. Concentrate on the wins. You are besting a party whose structure was put in place at the time of Abe Lincoln. Think of that. They have had power and control since Abraham Lincoln. 4 years ago, a group of people who had absolutely no structure at all, never had done anything like this, they started, and look what you've accomplished.